Hello, and welcome to Leanplum, the complete mobile marketing platform. In this video, I will be giving you an overview of Leanplum's analytic capabilities. We will cover what it takes to get set up, basic functionality, as well as some advanced uses. At Leanplum, we believe in being data-driven. Because of this, we never want to limit you when analyzing your application. You can view every track metric across all of your A/B test and marketing campaigns. And what's more, is that we offer you the ability to perform on-the-fly filtering, grouping, and cohorting so that you can not only understand the macro-level behaviors, but you can see specific behaviors for every user segment in your app. We'll start by going over the left-hand navigation in the Analytics tab. The first main section of analytics are your general analytics. This will be where you will be able to analyze all behaviors users are taking within your app. There are three sections of our general analytics. User activity. This is where you can answer the question, what are my users doing in the app? We can view any of our out-of-the-box metrics or custom events you're tracking over any time range and for any user segment. The best part is, Leanplum never deletes your data, meaning you'll be able to track your user's behavior all the way back to the first event you sent to Leanplum. User base. This is where you can answer the question, who are my users? Where user activity will show you the behaviors over time, the user base analytics are meant to give you a snapshot of your users right now. If you wanted to know the breakdown of users geographically, or perhaps the percentage of how many users are on the latest app version, you can get those user counts here. Developer activity. Developer activity is used when integrating the Leanplum SDK into your app, helping to QA event instrumentation and to ensure proper tracking of your data. The next section of analytics is specifically focused on your A/B test results. A/B testing analytics. You can test anything within Leanplum, be it your marketing campaigns, content variables, or visual interfaces. But testing without actionable data only solves half the problem. Here at Leanplum, we automatically calculate the statistical significance of any metric change experienced during an A/B test, and will even display to you all the metrics that have been statistically changed by this test, meaning you always have the right data at your fingertips to make the most informed decision. The final section of our analytics have to do with your marketing campaigns and individual messages. The first of which are for lifecycle campaign analytics. Lifecycle campaigns give you the ability to group multiple messages together in one seamless campaign. The lifecycle campaign analytics help you understand the aggregate metrics of your users who entered and successfully exited this campaign, as well as the performance of each individual message under that campaign. You can also analyze your campaigns using any metric that is being tracked by your app, so you're not just limited to open conversions. Next, we have a section for all individual message analytics. Leanplum will automatically track the relevant metrics for each campaign around opens, sends, bounces, conversions, and so on. But the power of Leanplum is that we don't limit your analysis. Meaning, just like lifecycle campaigns and A/B tests, you can analyze any message using any metric you're tracking for your app. This allows you to measure downstream ROI of any message. Now that we know the different sections of analytics, let's look at the different metrics we can analyze within Leanplum. We'll go back to the Analytics tab and open up our metric catalog. Just like with targeting and segmentation, Leanplum will capture many metrics for you right out of the box. Other metrics are custom to your app. The out-of-the-box metrics captured by Leanplum are user counts. We'll keep track of your first-time, returning, and active user counts. Engagement. We'll automatically calculate how long each user spends in your application, giving you metrics around the total sessions as well as the average session length. Retention. We'll give you predefined metric tiles for day 1, 3, 7, 14, and day 30 retention. Leanplum will automatically track all metrics around your marketing campaigns. That includes lifecycle campaign analytics, tracking all users who entered and successfully exited those campaigns, and will also track all opens and sends for all of your individual messages. Leanplum also gives you the ability to define your own custom events and states. Let's start with states. States are useful because they allow you to track the time a user spent in a specific section of your app. This can be configured to track every screen as a state automatically, or you can group specific screens in your app together into one state. For example, a checkout flow that is 3 screens might be one checkout state. Next, you have your custom events. These indicate an action that a user is taking within your app. And simply by sending one event to Leanplum, for example, a user signing in or making a purchase, we'll aggregate that metric for you in 14 different ways. You'll be able to track the total occurrences of that event per user or session, the value attached to that event, total and average value, the total number of unique users who triggered that event, and also the time that it took until a user first triggered that event. Also, if you are sending over an event parameter with an event that is numeric, you can also create metric tiles for that value as well. You can see here we're tracking the number of items sold with every purchase. Finally, any metric that is being tracked by Leanplum can be included into custom metrics. You can customize metrics into 3 types. Custom metrics allow you to add, subtract, multiply, or divide any metric by another, and is commonly used to track conversion rates. Stacks allow you to group multiple messages into one stack, so that when viewing the metric on the dashboard, you see not only the aggregate totals, but also the individual breakdown of how each metric contributes to that whole. Funnels allow you to order multiple metrics in order to understand the conversion drop-off in the application between each step. Before we take a look at a few example reports, let's quickly go over some of the reporting functionality that we offer. Here, we're looking at our general user activity, specifically viewing the total number of purchases in our app. But if you wanted to look at another metric, you can just select the event name and start typing to find your next metric. Once you've chosen your metric, you may want to analyze that for only a specific user segment, or you may want to group that metric to compare different segments side by side. Leanplum analytics are extremely flexible when it comes to our segmentation capabilities, and you can see above the graph where we give you the ability to filter, group, and cohort any report. These segments don't need to be predefined in advance, nor do we limit how many segments you can use to analyze your data. You can choose any custom segment at any time and see the results for that user group. We will default your analytics to the most recent data in your application, but we never delete your historic data. So, if you wanted to analyze a different time frame, you can always change the date range in the top right-hand corner of the page. The default view for your line graph will show you the actual values of this metric on each day. However, we also give you the ability to view that metric cumulatively over the date range. Simply select the cumulative value and we will aggregate your metric over that date range. While your reports will default to a daily view, you can also change the view to hourly, weekly, or monthly. You also have the ability to download any report that you're seeing in the dashboard to a CSV. Additionally, you can download a report that includes all metrics being displayed on the page, including the metric tiles at the bottom. If you want a preview of that download, or if you prefer to look at your data in a table, you can always expand the report to view the chart in a tabular format. Looking below the line graph, you'll see a section of what we call metric tiles. This section is specifically showing your favorites, meaning that you can customize this list of metrics that will show up in every section. These metrics will not only show up in this report, but will also show up in every section of the analytics so that you can always keep track of your most important KPIs. Finally, there are oftentimes reports that you are going to want to view daily or weekly. So, instead of having to reapply your filters and groupings every time, we give you the ability to bookmark a specific report. That way, when you come back to the dashboard later, you can select that bookmark and get taken directly into that report you need. Now that we know how to navigate Leanplum analytics and have a better idea of the metrics we track, let's take a look at a few specific examples. First, let's go into General Analytics User Activity. Here, you can see what your users are doing in your app. One great report to always keep an eye on is your retention triangle, ensuring that you have a healthy user base who is constantly engaging with your app. In this report, you can see we're only filtering to those users who we saw for the very first time in your app in the last 2 weeks, and cohorting by the day that they first opened up the app. The output here is showing the percentage of users who installed on a given day that came back on a certain number of days after install. This view is just looking at 2 weeks, but you can extend this time frame to get any day-end retention report. If you do see a large drop-off in this funnel, that is often a good indication that you should create a lifecycle campaign for re-engagement. For example, if you see that your users are dropping off after 3 or 7 days, you can automate a message to those users, staying top of mind and encouraging re-engagement with the app. Switching over to the user-based reports, you can now get snapshots of your current user app audience. One popular question that is answered here is, how many of my users have opted into push notifications? With a quick grouping, you can get this breakdown. Here, we can see the majority of our users have not opted into push. This is a great example of when using Leanplum's soft ask for push notifications can provide a lot of value. Using this out-of-the-box in-app message, you can help increase the percentage of users who opt into push, thus increasing any conversions from your subsequent push campaigns. Now, let's go into A/B testing analytics. All of Leanplum's A/B testing analytics are backed by statistical significance. The line graph will have a shaded region which represents the high and low bounds of that confidence interval, meaning as long as these shaded regions don't overlap, we have a statistically significant result for that metric. But the most powerful part of Leanplum's A/B testing analytics is the significant changes section of our metric tiles. For every A/B test that you run, Leanplum will automatically look through each metric you are tracking in search of any metric that has experienced a statistically significant change. If and when we do find one, we'll automatically put it here in this section and order it in terms of magnitude. The reason we do this is to help you avoid unforeseen consequences when running a test. We never want to limit you in terms of how you can analyze your test, and that's why we give you more than just analytics on your goals. One thing we've learned over the years is that A/B testing is all about trade-offs. Rarely will you run a test where all changes are positive. More often than not, you'll see some positive and some negative changes. Because of this, we want to automate to you all of the metrics that have undergone a statistically significant change so that you can make the most informed decision about which test variant is best for your app and your users. Finally, let's look at Leanplum's campaign and message analytics. First, we'll look at the results of one of our lifecycle campaigns, specifically our onboarding campaign. Here, we'll see the total number of users who have entered and successfully exited this campaign. We'll also show you the aggregate sends and opens and conversions for all messages included in this campaign, along with conversions for each individual message. And Leanplum will track all of these metrics for you automatically, so no additional setup is required besides sending the campaign through Leanplum. Let's go into a specific message. Here, we'll choose our Day 1 onboarding welcome message. Again, you'll see the sends and opens and conversions for this message, but we always give you the ability to go further than just conversions. For example, let's pull up a custom metric, in this case a conversion funnel. This report is now showing a conversion funnel for only the users who were sent this message. This can help you drive true ROI to your app and not just focus on opens from messages. As you've seen, Leanplum offers many different ways to analyze your app, tests, and messages. I hope you found this overview useful and enjoyable, and please check out our other overview videos to understand the full breadth of Leanplum's platform. If you have any questions or feedback along the way, we'd love to hear from you at support@leanplum.com. Thank you, and have a great day.